Hey there. So this is gonna be a super quick video, just explaining to you how I extend my hair. So I have already done, I think, 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I've done 8. Yeah. So these kind of like fluffier, thicker ends are the extensions. They are synthetic. So it's fake hair. Basically, it's like plastic hair. And you can make dreadlocks out of synthetic hair. Obviously, it's nicer if it's, human hair. It blends with your own hair a little bit better and it looks more natural. But synthetic hair is cheaper, and it, you don't really have to worry about like colors washing out or anything. So you can just like get the specific color that you want and just like put it in and leave it alone. You don't have to dye over it, right? So like when this hair fades, I'm gonna have to dye it black to match the extensions. It doesn't fade like super awkward looking though, so I'm glad, but yeah. So this is what it looks like, or these are the ones that I got. It's these super long black to like silver extensions. And I've just been snipping off the black ends because I really don't need that much to extend. I just need like a few inches, or like for what I'm trying to go for. I usually, when I extend my hair, I usually extend it a little bit further down, like here, but I'm trying to get it to blend and be more natural, I guess. I don't know. Because like this is like the length that I want my hair to be right now, but it's growing so slow, or it feels like it is, because when your hair is in dreadlocks, it grows slower. But yeah. So I'm just gonna snip it, and can never figure out where I want it to end. Guess let's do here. And then I take my handy dandy comb and I brush out the end, but since this has the loop at the top, I don't need that, so I am also cutting the loop. So I need to brush out both ends, but one of the ends is going to be obviously the end of this, and there's, you see, I can kind of, I kind of like the like pointed tip, like the gradual kind of fade. So yeah, so I'm gonna brush out this end first. That is the end that I will be using to attach to my own hair. So yeah, I just brush out like maybe like 2 inches or like 1.5 inches, so that I have enough loose hair to use to attach to my own dreadlock. And then sometimes there's like loops like this, so I just cut that again. And keep brushing. So we're gonna make it fluffier. And there'll be like some hairs that get pulled out. You can just cut that. It really doesn't matter that much. Usually synthetic dreadlock extensions are pretty thick, I feel like. You can also just get extensions and lock it yourself, or yeah, lock it yourself. I actually have a video of how I did that with some other extensions that I have. I think it's these, yeah, I have a bunch. Pretty sure I bought these dark gray ones, but these super light ones, I made them myself. And this one is actually still attached to the lace thing because I didn't need this whole thing, so, but yeah. And I know some people also like to run like straightener or something over it to kind of seal the hairs together, but I don't really care that much. And I don't have a straightener. But yeah, so I think, yeah, that's pretty good. This doesn't really matter, this just is with whatever's more comfortable for you when you want to do it. You can either do it right now before crocheting it in. Thanks, YouTube. Or you can do it after, but it can be hard to see if you're doing it like from your own hair like that. So I'm just gonna brush out like a little bit and snip some of the weird fuzziness off. I just snipped it. Okay, so yeah. So I usually split it like this on my hair and the extensions. So let's find, oh boy, okay, hold on. Now we gotta find one to extend. What do we have? Okay, this one, maybe? Yeah, okay, this one. So the loose hair is usually not this long, actually. That's kind of annoying. You know what? Let me show you on a different one, because I'm probably gonna have to tighten this up a little bit more. This is like too long. You can use it, but I don't know. I'm just being picky, okay? What do we have? Oh, that's already extended. Okay, jeez. I have 2 of them left, so I have one more of these long boys. And after that, the only ones I have left are those gray ones, so I am trying to see if I can... Oh, this one. Wait, is that the same one? Am I crazy? Oh, no, they're just both. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay. Hold on, I'm just gonna quick dreadlocking over here. Cause this is, I don't like how long the tip is, the loose end. Okay, that's fine, whatever. This is fine. So I split the tip on my hair also. I know some people, they kind of just smush them together, so it's more of like a tattered brush, and then you can interlock the tips, but I kind of like this more. It just feels more secure to me, because it feels like the ends get super close, because I kind of pull on it a little bit to make sure they're really together. It's hard to see. Yeah. So then I take my handy dandy crochet hook. I have this one, and I also have this one. This one's a little bit more comfortable because of the handle, so I'm gonna use that. But my fingers do start to hurt after some time. But yeah, so then I take it and I just start crocheting in the hairs little by little. And do a little bit on that side and kind of flip it and do the other side. You can do this as much or as little as you want. Obviously the more you do, the more locked it will be and the more secure it will be. When I first started extending my hair, like the first time I ever did it, I did not interlock it enough, and I also didn't have a small hook like this, so I had a bigger hook which pulled thicker pieces, like strands of hair through, which again is also not as secure as if you're pulling in only a few hairs at a time. So it only happened once, but it was really funny. I was at home with some of my friends, and one of them goes, "Hey, is that supposed to be down there?" And I look down and I see one of my extensions is by my leg, and I'm like, wait, they're not that long, because we were like sitting on a couch. I'm like, they're not that long, and I look down and it's like detached, and I'm like, oh, it fell off. I need to do a better job next time. So yeah, I did not lock them enough. That was funny though. I used human hair extensions the first time I did it, and it worked really well, except that human hair extensions are expensive, so I was trying to get as many locks made from that little bit that I got, so they ended up being thinner than I would have liked them to be, and then eventually they were just so thin I just ended up throwing them out because they weren't worth keeping. They were just not, they didn't look good. But I do want to eventually get human hair extensions again. I can't decide if I just want to get black ones and just keep doing this, or get blonde ones so that I can dye them whatever color. But yeah, so here's the top. It's pretty good already, but obviously we don't want it looking all crazy like this. So then I usually switch and go to the bottom and start pulling my hair in into the extension, so my little loose ends into here, and just doing the same thing over and over again. Meanwhile, I will tell you about me trying to come up with a solution for getting more black extensions with the ones I already have, since like I said, the only ones I have left are the gray ones, and I don't want to use those. So I was trying to see if I can dye them somehow, which I know it's really hard to do, but I looked up and apparently you can use like alcohol ink. I said this in my last video, but yeah, if you like mix acrylic paint with like alcohol, it should work. But I'm trying that out right now because I was gonna make a video about that. It's not working super well, but I also feel like if I just do it over and over again, if I just keep dipping the same extension into the concoction, it might work. So I'm just gonna do that today and see what happens and maybe make a video about it. This takes a while, and my fingers start to hurt after some time. You can kind of see it's already more even. I've also taken out extensions multiple times because I've installed them multiple times, but I only had the human hair once. I've just been using synthetic hair, and you kind of just have to like do the opposite of what I'm doing now and kind of pick the hairs apart, and then eventually you'll get to a point where it just comes apart on its own because there's just a tiny bit of hair intertwined. A weird noise. Okay, so I'm mostly done with that side, so I'm gonna go back to the top here and just finish the top. So it's a little bit harder to crochet into your own lock, especially if it's a couple years old, because it's really tight, so it's hard to separate it. So when I do this, I mostly just stick to the kind of edges of the lock, like around it, instead of like going through really the whole middle, because that can cause more hair to break, and it's just not the greatest thing to do, because you might be weakening the lock too much, if that makes sense. Woo! Hit your nose. Okay, almost there. We're almost there, you guys. Okay, so it's pretty much done, right? But it's kind of fuzzy. So yeah, there's still a little bit, it's kind of fuzzy. So then the last thing I do before I finish, ooh, 1 second, is I go back in through the whole length of it and just go like really fast, just kind of not really pulling the crochet hook all the way out, but just kind of letting the hairs pull into the center and letting them stay there and kind of tightening it a little bit. And this is pretty much the same method that you can use to tighten up your roots It's pretty much exactly the same thing. If you have a bunch of loose hair around the top of your lock, around the scalp, you can just go do this to the roots and it'll tighten them up. So yeah. And again, you can just keep doing this as long as you want, depending on how tight you want it to be. But yeah. So I think we are done. Then I just roll it. This is called palm rolling. Pretty straightforward. And now I'm gonna work on the end. I'm just gonna fix it up and make it into that shape that I want. So I snip off the tip. I kind of backcomb it like a tiny bit, just a little bit, and then go like that. So you see it's already getting to that shape. And then the last thing I do is kind of just go around and snip it and make it into more of that gradual fade. Ooh. Of course, hair gets everywhere, so you probably want to have something to catch it if you're doing this. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. And now I have 9 in, yay! So I have one last black one before I am out of the right color, so I will get back to you on how the synthetic alcohol dyeing went. It looks like if I just keep putting it into the black ink, it'll save the color better, so we'll see. But yeah, so that is how you extend your own dreadlocks if you have them already. There are a lot of ways people put in extensions. So like this one that has the loop already, you can do this if you have regular hair or dreadlocks, but so you could literally just loop it around your own hair. This loop is kind of small, honestly, but I'm just gonna do that. That looks funny. But yeah, this is kind of small, but you can kind of loop it through and then you could go like that. I am not explaining this well. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can show you. Go like that. And then... Wait, no, okay. Why am I not... Can't I get this? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you loop it around and then loop it through itself. There we go. And then you can pull it up and tighten it and it'll stay on better. See? So that's how you can use a loop. If you have just regular unlocked hair, you can just braid it. And there's also double-ended extensions, which is similar. You can braid it to your regular hair, or you can use a rubber band to secure it. But yeah, wow, yeah, that's pretty on there. That is not coming off. But ooh, yep. But I don't really use these, so I just cut them because I just extend my own hair. And then it gives me less volume but more length. So at one point, if I get bored, I might get just a set of these single looped extensions just to add some more volume or color or something, I don't know. But right now, besides the extensions, this is all my own hair that I've grown for almost 6 years. That's crazy. Wow. I wish it was longer, like I wish it was naturally longer. I wouldn't be extending it if it was. But I actually used to have really long hair up until high school pretty much. Or like the end of high school I had really long hair. And then like sophomore year of college I cut it. And then I dreaded it or locked it. I know some people don't like that word. And then I locked it but it was short. So it like it didn't grow much because dreadlocks shrink up also, so it just takes forever to grow. But they're slowly growing. Like some of them, like these aren't extended and they're almost to like the length of the extensions, because like especially my back ones, the hair was more damaged back there, so it ended up being shorter. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry that was a little long, but I hope it was informative and you learned something. And like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more. Bye.